The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides. Mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to Thursday.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Flying by. It's 5:45. This is the Morning Sickness. My name's John Holmberg. There's Brady Bogan, Brett Fesley, Big Dick Toledo, and just dragging ass in here after a really fun night last night over at the old Four Peaks. I've got a burp that is just laying in my throat. Hang on.
I'm telling you, his intestines are going to come prolapse out of his mouth.
It's what it feels like. It's one of those that's locked in. I can't quite get it to do that. There you go. One of those moments. It's coming. It's sitting right here. It's an air pocket. Oh, it's driving me bananas. Last night was fun. We had a good time. I got home about 11 o'clock after a friend of mine, Todd, from junior high, Linkus, shows up.
The famous Todd Linkus?
I told you about Todd Linkus. Todd Linkus was the very first person, because he was grown man-sized in like 5th grade. That he was, I think, and I don't know if Todd knows he has this distinction in my life. He might be the first post-puberty penis I've ever seen.
I was honored.
I think my dad might hold that.
It scarred you for being in the locker room for a while.
Oh, yeah. Outside of family, I think Todd was the first pubed-up dude I ever saw.
Wow.
Because in 7th grade PE, Todd had all the stuff. And we were like one locker apart from each other. And Todd had no problem whipping out his man junk in 7th grade while I stood there with that little jelly belly. And just I was as bald as my head is now. Like afraid to take my pants off. I'm like, well, when is that going to happen to me? I need one of those because what I'm carrying ain't happening good. And then, of course.
You mentioned that. I'm like, is that true, Todd? He's like, yeah, you want to see it? Like,
he'll show you. Yeah, Todd will whip out the pubes in no time at all. Check it out, pubes. I'm like, all right, thanks, Todd. Yeah, so I think he may hold that and doesn't even know that he was my first man pubes outside of, that weird experience everybody's got where their dad wanders into a room and your eyeball's a singular eyeball with him. That's not good.
Wonder if knuckles he's broken.
Todd?
With his handshake.
He's got a good handshake.
Yeah,
he does.
Does Todd grip? I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Well, you should see him when he does
prepared.
it naked.
Yeah.
Because I've seen his pubes actually flex while he does that. No, he showed up. So the end of the night just culminated in Moynihan, Greg, Todd, me, and Jen Gardner telling stories about how we lost our virginity. And let me tell you, I can't share them, but there's some star power involved.
Who's got the best one?
Jen.
I figured.
By far.
I've heard that tale.
Greg's was terrible. Oh, you have heard it? She's told this story before of how she lost her virginity?
Yeah.
No kidding. How did you not share this with me? This is a great story.
I thought I did.
I don't know that you did. It's a good story, and there's celebrities involved.
Oh, I want to hear this one.
Well, I can't tell you. I can't tell you who it is. I can't tell you what's going on. But she's...
I could have sworn maybe you forgot.
Maybe. I wouldn't have forgotten this. It's a good one.
It's that good?
It's pretty darn good. I mean, for me, it's nostalgia. Like, it's fantastic. I mean, it makes me sing the television theme song that's involved. It's running in my head right now. I'm having a hard time.
Was it the Home Decorator or something? Or?
Yeah. It's not. It's just a great story. So we shared those last night. And Greg's was terrible. Moynihan's was hilarious. Todd's was like preschool. And then mine's just dumb. But,
average.
Mine's so dumb. It's just dumb. It just happened. It was a bad. No, it wasn't. I won't say that. It just was a bad story. It's not a good story.
Yeah.
Not like what I was hearing. It's pretty great. But it was a fun night. And I got to say, every person that came last night evidently listened yesterday morning because zero close talk. Well, I had one close talker. And I got to say, did you not hear this morning? I didn't listen this morning. All right, we got a close talker situation brewing. Oh, you know what I get that all the time. I'm like, why don't you stop then? He goes, I don't know, I'm doing it. How do you not know? So I did have one, but that was early on. And then later, I was walking by the bar, and a guy goes, "Hey, Holmberg, come here." And they're a very attractive couple, he and his girlfriend. And he said, "I think the ugly people took notice of what you said. There aren't many here. It's a pretty good-looking group." And I'm like, yeah. And at that very moment, two very good-looking people, husband and wife, tapped me on the shoulder, "John," and he goes, "Look at this." And I'm like, I think the uglies listened. I think the people who thought if I'm ugly, they stayed home. The disturbing one, and then towards the end there was Satanic Jesus. I don't know if you met Satanic.
No,
Jesus.
I missed him.
He was an interesting one. He was what I was telling to stay home, but he didn't care. Like, he was funny. And then I was like, you shouldn't be out in public with this look. You scare people. But yeah, it was a good-looking group. Nice people, fun. The Ching Chavez flew out the door like crazy. Loved it. And I do have to say, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Brett got presents.
Yeah.
The guy who was dressed in full Italy gear, who is everything I want Brett to look like. Like, he has the little Mario mustache. He had a shirt that said Italia on it. And I'm like, oh, this guy's taking it to another level. He's the one who brought you the Mario cards.
No, it was a different guy.
No.
Yeah, different guy. We just goombad up. But it's this little Mexican dude comes and goes, "Hey, I got you a present." And I'm like, "All right, cool, man." And I'm Mario and Luigi Hot Wheels.
They're awesome.
Great.
They're in the office right now. I brought them. You put them in my car. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Yeah, and Dave Carbo brought shirts by. One that can never see the light of day.
No.
Because he actually made a Tile Hitler shirt.
Yeah, he was telling me about it.
You can't have. I felt bad holding it up, reading it. It's like, look, I made your shirt. And I'm like, I can't. This can't even be in my hands in public. Although it's hilarious.
Cannot laugh.
Got a little happy face with a mustache, a Hitler mustache. I'm like,
yeah,
where am I going to wear this? Where is this ever going to be? It was pretty funny, though. But
the Arizona drinking team came out in force.
Big time. They were awesome. Yeah, it was a good crowd. But a lot of people, it was just fun. And the Ching Chavez just flew out the door. So to everybody who showed up to what I'm calling our last event of 2021, I think we're done. I do. I think it was looming. It was on everyone's mind. I think this is it. I think we're going to try.
There were some donations I told this
yeah?
guy. It was really cool. Josh Lemons from RPA Engineering. He dropped off $100 cash.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, people were dumping money out. I didn't know if you saw that Olivia Jade from the USC rowing scandal was the one who tried to adopt the dog.
Yes.
And then at the end of the night, she and her husband come over, and I'm like, "What's up, Olivia Jade?" And she goes, "We need your help." And just tears welling in her eyes, and I'm like, "Oh God, what'd your mother do now? Is you get another rowing scholarship, and everybody's going to jail?" She goes, "No, they said I'm on a list, and the dog's a raffle." So I made them promise that they'll name the dog JD after me. That'll be a third dog that's been adopted from that very facility that now has my Chancellor.
From your cousin JD?
Jeremy's got Daniel. Chancellor. That's after me. Holmberg over there with Ebeth and Nick. That's after me. And JD, John Daniel. And that's going to happen with Olivia Jade and her husband. So
the dog was a raffle?
Well, there were so many people that wanted it.
Oh, okay.
That they're going to do a lottery.
Draw a name.
Oh, so I went over to the Humane Society. Not to name names on anybody or people that were there, but they were very kind, and I said, look, this has to happen. They're going to name the dog after me, so this dog has to go home with them. So I had to put in some push. So hopefully Olivia Jade and her husband get that dog, and then JD will run home. That was a cute dog. It was an adorable little terrier thing. It was cute. So we had it all. We did it all. But it's the last one. We're not going to have any more events this year. That's it. I have a feeling it's going to be all masks and fights. We're
going to schedule a bunch.
Oh, there'll be tons scheduled because we're all going to last night was fingers crossed. Because every time I said, somebody'd say something like, hey, there's a lot of people here tonight. I'm like, yep. And then you just hear the word Delta. And I started laughing. It's like, you're the third person. Everybody's thinking about it. And now Lambda. Have you seen Lambda? Lambda's a new one. It's out.
Is Omega Mu going to be the next one?
Either the pigs are going to come out.
The Trilam virus.
The Trilam virus is happening. We're all going to catch it. And, it's everybody was kind of like, well, you vaccinated and this thing. I'm like, don't talk about it. It's the last event you guys can have like this. You know that, right? And I'm like, I'm feeling it too. Let's just enjoy it. But now the mask mandates and schools and everybody's all worried. And they said on the news last night, they're going to have 9,000 deaths a month if this keeps up on this pace starting in September.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all done. We're all done.
5 weeks. Or 4 to 6 weeks, more or less.
It's just flying through everybody.
The bubble.
If it's a fear factor or if it's anything else, it's working. Because talking to those people last night, we had a few of them that were like, I don't know if I'm comfortable in a crowd again. I'm like, oh boy, what are we going to do? Are we just going to close our eyes and walk through it? That's what I'll do.
Haven't heard anything yet about football games.
Nope.
NFL or college.
They're doing the same thing. No. Eyes closed, crossed fingers, let's go. And football's tonight.
Yep.
Tonight.
And it's a full poll in the stadium?
As far as I know.
But usually the opener like this.
It's the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
So usually they have that, and it's a big weekend with all the Hall of Fame stuff. I don't know. That thing never is packed full, like even if it's just for the first quarter. But nobody cares to watch Mason Rudolph and whoever else is quarterbacking for the Cowboys. So, but it's back. I mean, at least we get some of the feelings of it back. But yeah, I don't know. It was a weird vibe last night, and I started thinking, I think we're going to end up canceling everything again. Just because CYAs. I know.
Quit talking like that.
I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying, you guys
shut your mouth.
This is what we feel, but you know why you're telling me to shut up is because you're like, he's kind of right.
He's so right.
He's so right on this.
I hate you.
You can feel that weird energy of like, we did this once before.
It is looming.
It's looming, and it's on a lot of people's minds, but it was great. So just enjoy our last normal event because it was a good one. We went out with a bang. We went out with a good one. Pretty solid event last night. So next time we see you, probably 2025, something like that. You'll all be in tattered rags and the apocalypse washes over all of us. And
you've said it, and there's no way it'll be like the last shutdown.
No, because it'll be war in the roads. There's no.
They're going to have bring in the National Guard or something on certain things.
Yeah. Again,
it'll be. The main issue will be the masking.
You tell me that. Well, that was the first thing a guy said to me yesterday. He goes, "They're going to shut this whole thing down, and now healthy people are the ones that." I'm like, "Oh boy, don't." You're right, because I was told get the vaccine. I fell in line. I did the whole thing, and if they shut it down again for vaccinated people, it's like, well, what good was all that? Even though I know it was probably for the right thing, but I thought we were supposed to be okay with like the thing churning through us now. I got to protect people who won't participate. I got to shut my life down for people who we got to protect the unvaccinated.
Yep.
Let me start the whole thing by saying I'm not protecting the unvaccinated. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm a reasonable person, but I'll be out in the roads defying all the orders if they're like, well, the vaccinated people have to protect the unvaccinated. Nuh-uh. You protect yourself. It's like boxing. Always keep your head up and your hands up. At all times, protect yourself. That's what you got to do, and never, ever let your guard down. And if you're not protecting yourself and businesses close, or we have to start acting different because of people who won't play along, I'm not doing that. I think I'm with everybody on that deal. I don't think the government wants that, so we'll see. But it's looming. People were thinking about it. I hated hearing it.
Do you think the fact that the people that maybe are anti-vaxxers or think that way, it strengthens their opinion because the squeeze is on them even more to get the vaccination? Like they feel,
they're going to bully up more.
So much more of an agenda that they're trying to.
They get in the trench a little heavier. So your vaccine didn't do anything. You wouldn't. No, because they're saying that we have to. Everybody has to start thinking about masks and stuff again because there's so many people who didn't play along.
Yep.
And for reasons I understand. It's not like I'm bashing people who didn't get vaccinated, but if I'm for one, I'm just be like, nope, I got my vaccine. I got what you said I had to get. I'm not stopping. If 97% of the people that are going to the hospital and getting sick from it are the ones who didn't get the shot, it's pretty obvious what we need to do here. Kill them off. And then all us normal people can move forward. Darwin will take his place. I know religious people don't like hearing that, but Darwin will be in effect. If we stop Darwin this time, what are we thinking? We got involved already with Darwin by getting the vaccines. We got a brain test in there. You want to keep this up or you want to die? I'm going to pass on the vaccine. All right, well, in a couple months when Lambda comes rolling into town. I'd rather die than be with an Omega.
Oh, dude,
the Omega moves were repulsive.
But they know how to party.
No, they didn't. They knew how to, for you, maybe, because you knew they'd have a good buffet. The Omega moves were pigs, Brady. You partied with the Alpha Beta girls. Who was the
Betty?
Betty.
Yeah, Betty.
What was their sorority though? It wasn't Alpha Beta. They were
The
beautiful.
pies.
The pies.
Yeah, Pi Betas, something like that.
That's who you partied with. And we did it last night. We had the pies out last night. Not a lot of Omega moves last night. Not at all.
I got to say I was surprised.
Were you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Even somebody even told me even the staff at Four Peaks last night was like top notch.
They brought out everything was
the A team was there.
It was a visual spectacular. And we did that at a Four Peaks before. I remember coming back going, our listeners are pretty now. What happened? In 20 years we've done an amazing job of turning that all around.
Four Peaks, the staff.
Pretty impressive.
The Olympics.
Oh.
There's been a beautification there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Did you see, Brett and I were watching the javelin for the
There's
women.
some good javelin stuff.
Our American, Annie Coons.
That's what Jen was saying last night, and she was not pronouncing it Coons at all.
Yeah,
I know she was yelling it at the table.
Yeah, you can't say it the way she was saying it really loudly. She didn't seem to mind. But she was at a bar where everybody knows her name, so it's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
She's a regular. But yeah, and then speaking of in 20 years what we've done, there was a moment last night that grounded me, floored me actually. As a woman came by with a young lady next to her, and she said, I've been listening to you guys since the beginning, 20 years. And she goes, in fact, and points to the girl next to her, I listened when you first started. I was pregnant with her, and now she listens. And I'm like, oh, yeah? And I'm thinking, wait a second. What just happened? This girl's 20, going to be 21. She was pregnant.
That baby ghoul.
That little glop of junk that was shot into that lady was in there while we first started this nonsense. And 20 years later, as liver spots blow up all over my hands and arms, as she's telling me, and now my precious angel listens to you. We're second generation morning show, Brady. We're one of those old. We're Johnny Midnight in the ass for real now. Oh God,
I got choked up when you got down on one knee and proposed to the daughter.
I did. Well, I had to. I mean,
nice.
I felt like that was the circle of life. I felt like Elton John.
You're 20 now.
Yeah, you're 20 now. I'm going to have to do this. I've been with you since you were a zygote. The circle of life. It was.
That was wild.
It was not. People think we want to hear that.
Is that the chick from Chicago?
No, that was another mother.
Okay, because Vader's basically saying you CB'd him.
Vader doesn't get
what?
He's like, I was this close to closing that chick from Chicago.
No, you weren't.
But Holmberg gave her a dog biscuit or something, and
she
I was out.
She gave me a dog. She said, we have 5 dogs in here. I wanted to give you a dog biscuit for your dogs. And I'm like, oh, that's very nice. But it was odd because it came out of her pocket. So I'm like, well, that's just weird. Walking her like she'd be in a
she's 28. That's way too old for Vader.
By the way, to Vader, the thing that CB'd you is that face of yours. You don't have to worry about me. You got CB'd the second you showed up. We did create a monster, though. There was, next event, if we have another one ever again, because we stopped the close talk, and people were very aware of it, and like, okay, I don't want to close talk or make you mad. And everybody's like, I don't want to hear the song either. I don't want to hear the tubes, because they listened to Rock Wars and said if the song starts. You came by once and said, hey, got to do a picture with the drinking team.
Yeah.
And the guy I was talking to goes, oh, I see. Okay, he's your wing. Like, no.
It was actually legit,
It was a legitimate thing. I said, no, Brett would come over and ask if I was okay. I'll tell you. He goes, are you good? Can I get you a beer? Or we need you over here, which is what you did at the end. And I'm like, and then, so it made people nervous. But what it created was the lurker. Because it made people worried about getting too close.
Good.
I'm with you. But then towards the end of the night, people that didn't want to get too close stayed like 4 feet to my just
and
behind
slightly
me.
behind.
Yeah, just a little behind you. Like a bunch of Jack Rubies started to pop up.
Yep.
At this moment where I just kept waiting to get shot, like Lee Harvey Oswald. But then I turned my head at the end of the night, and Mr. C.B. Vader is sitting at a table, one table over behind us, just drinking a beer and staring over. And I'm like, all right, now you're making me uncomfortable.
You son of a...
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
She said hi to me.
He was going to close with her, huh?
That's what he said.
No. I didn't see that mother-daughter.
Says he was this close from closing.
No, he wasn't. Her mother was right there. She would have whispered in her ear, I didn't raise you to be with men like that.
Maybe he's talking about the mom.
The mom is too classy.
I guess it was her birthday, too.
Yeah, that's her. So
Okay,
Vader thought he was closing her. But
Boy, what a birthday present he is.
Vader, come on. And I didn't even see Vader next to her. They asked me for a picture.
Time. Yeah.
You're crazy. Unless he went over there and said something like, so, baby, what's your sign? Because I assume Vader still throws that bomb. Did you wash your pants in Windex? Because I can see myself in them. Oh, yeah.
Throwing the finger guns out.
And then she probably just said, I'm in love with John. Because I was closest, and just to get him to go away. If I give you this dog biscuit, will you leave? Hey, baby, was your daddy a thief? What? Because it looks like he stole all the stars from the sky and put them in your eyes.
Then he takes
Please leave.
Takes it to the next level and says, I know Rocky Moselle. I'm going to buy you a star.
Also, I have some Uber Eats in the back seat I didn't deliver if you want dinner. Don't do that to me, Vader. Didn't sick you. I didn't interrupt anything. Please.
I think your dog biscuit acceptance, like you were taking communion over there or
the
something
top,
with
bro.
it. I mean,
They gave it to me. She goes, I got something for her. And she reached in her pocket, and she handed me a dog biscuit. And I'm like, this is weird, but okay, thank you. Very nice. And I said happy birthday, and I was nice to them. But I was talking – oh, stop it, Vader. I'm not even going to dignify that. Vader and his C blocking. If you were a man, you would have gone right back in after I walked away because I wasn't spending a lot of time in that area. So evidently she told you to go F yourself, and you considered that C blocking to me, but it's not. Oh, Vader. You DoorDash your ass right out of here. It's 6:05. Let's get a wake-up song. Great night, though. Thanks to everybody who showed up. And Ching Chavez now available at Four Peaks. Although, looking last night and talking to all those people, I mean, we probably got rid of a whole bunch of it yesterday. It was pretty good. So we can blow out as much of the Ching Chavez as possible. And I know we're going to serve it at the golf thing, too, because Four Peaks helps us out with that. So we got all sorts of ways to get hold of it. But you can get it at Four Peaks and Hooters. Hooters has it now, too.
Yeah, we'll be doing a party next Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
At Hooters at
that's
Metro
right.
Center, yeah.
There you go. Well, that's right. So, yeah, we got that going on. So we're going to get all that stuff, get that Ching Chavez out, because it's all for the Humane Society. That's the best part of it. You drink beer, and every time you do it, you can feel good about yourself because you're being a philanthropist whilst drinking. And that's, at least it makes your counselor say, well, at least he's an alcoholic with a cause, because that's the whole point. Let's get a wake-up song. 585-9800, a good one, and we'll scream it together. It's 98 KUPD. Wake up!
You guys partake?
I'll partake.
98.
Hit me.
98 KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.